Hi guys, just here to do my proper review for Better Call Saul since I was just so blown away with that ending. Like wow, because yeah, wow, like one of the best TV show endings of all time. What more can I say? It was a perfect episode. So basically, we begin with where things left off, where I guess he's on the run because basically that lady kind of told everything about the car he's driving and what it looks like. So they're kind of tracking him down wherever he goes. So yeah, it's kind of hard for him to hide, really. Yeah. Eventually, they kind of corner him, and he has to hide in a dumpster. But I guess they still find him in a dumpster, and he gets arrested. But yeah, that whole scene was just so intense, man. Yeah, and hearing the intro for the last time, even though it's kind of not really been the intro that we're used to, because these are like the dark times. Yeah, and we just know that things are not really going to work out. Yeah. And yeah, when he gets arrested, I'm just like, damn, I guess I was right. And now it's all Kim now. Like, what's gonna happen with her? Yeah, because she basically told Howard's wife what she did and lied to her face and everything. So she's obviously gonna not, get a good ending as well. But we don't really find out until later on after we just seen, Saul Goodman trying to get a lawyer and stuff. Yeah, one of the people who he used to work with. Yeah. Whew. I'm just like, damn, is this it? Because even him, he's just like, oh my god, is this it? And then he just has like a Walter White moment in season 4 when he's just like laughing like a madman, like a supervillain. Yeah, my god. But that scene was better in Breaking Bad, I have to say. Yeah, when Skyler, gives the money to Ted and stuff, and he's just losing it. He just goes ah, and he just starts laughing. Yeah, crazy laugh because it's just like, oh my god. I guess when it gets to a point where you're beyond stressed, you just start laughing, I guess. However it works, yeah. Since I'm not really an expert with certain stuff like that, yeah. Because, yeah, he was going for a lot in season 4, man, trying to kill Gustavo and stuff, so, yeah. But back to, this perfect show's ending, yeah. Even though Breaking Bad's perfect as well, but, this video is mainly about, Better Call Saul, so, yeah. I'm just so shocked how perfect it actually was. I wasn't sure if this was going to be like on the level of Breaking Bad, but somehow the team still did it, man. Gotta respect them. They're the best writers out there, man. They've made the best TV show endings of all time. Even El Camino, finished pretty good, but I wouldn't say it's perfect because it's still a bit open of what could happen with Jesse next. But yeah, it was still a really good movie for a Breaking Bad movie. Yeah, it was really good. I can't say perfect, but really good. Yeah, got some good stuff. I mean, there was a few flaws, but yeah, we'll talk about that in another video. I might, if I ever review El Camino, because I want to review the whole Breaking Bad, you know, original show, like from season 1 to 6, basically, not 6, 5, and then El Camino. Yeah, since for some reason people count El Camino as like a season. Some, not everyone, but yeah, this show has just been brilliant. I mean, there's been moments where I'm like a bit bored. Like season 2 and 4 had a lot of slow moments, but they had huge payoffs, especially going into the next season. Like season 1, 3, 5, and 6, perfection, man. It's just season 2 and 4. They was kind of used to build up huge things that were gonna happen. I mean, there are some huge moments in those seasons, but the Better Call Saul's been a bit more slower, and it's took its time with telling its story and building up their characters. Where Breaking Bad was a lot, there was a lot going on, and they kind of mainly focused on building one character up a lot. I guess you could say that with Hank and Walter White, yeah, they kind of had like some kind of evolution, like Jesse as well. But Jesse was the one who got like the main proper evolution. But in Better Call Saul, not there was basically loads of character that had a huge evolution like Jesse, because at this point Saul Goodman, Jim, basically has the best character development in probably all of the Breaking Bad franchise. Probably better than Jesse, in my opinion. Yeah, and Jesse had it really good. Like he won big rewards for how well he acted in Breaking Bad. Like wow, like a lot of his scenes are still chilling. Like he can't keep getting away with it. Like one of the biggest ones. Yeah, when he just wants to bring down water at that point. Yeah, with Hank. Yeah, but yeah, just seeing the character from Breaking Bad become probably the most well developed character in all of Breaking Bad is just crazy. Like a character that was just used for like comedic moments instead of really truly mattering. I mean, he does matter for the story because without him, like, how would Walter and them be able to cope without him? Yeah. because he definitely helped a lot. But they kind of mainly used his character for like comedic moments instead. But in this show, like we got to see a different side of him, and I'm just happy, the way how they've done it. Like they did such a good job. The team did such a good job, man, with both shows anyway. But Better Call Saul, like people, like it got so big. Better Call Saul, I was so shocked how big Better Call Saul got, especially in its final season as well. Yeah, and for some people, it's better than Breaking Bad, and they've definitely earned it with this ending. Yeah, if you say this is better than Breaking Bad, I don't blame you. Like it has so much better character development for just about all the cast. Like Gustavo gets better character development because he didn't really. He was just more like a scary villain, but in this, like they go really deep with him. There's Vargas. I know him. I knew him first as Vass from Far Cry 3, one of my favorite games of all time. But in this, like we get to see him get proper developed, and I'd love to see something like that with. Since spoiler alert for Far Cry 6, Vass is alive. They could do something like that as well, Vargas level where they could kind of redeem him or something. Yeah, I don't know. I still haven't finished Far Cry 6 because I didn't really like the game that much compared to the older ones. But yeah, I just know that he's alive and stuff. So yeah. I just don't know what he's been doing. But yeah, back to Better Call Saul. We're just gonna go back to the main scene that probably just gave me goosebumps and made me wish that, Dexter Newblood had such a good ending like this. Like, my God. Just seeing Hank's wife, just the way how she felt, man. Finally getting to talk to someone who was a part of Hank's death and just, basically blaming him for the reason why she hasn't really got a husband anymore, and then also what happened to the partner as well, and how her wife must feel, and the kids, because he had kids as well, which I completely forgot he had kids. So damn, yeah, just what Saul Goodman took away from her, even though he wasn't like the one who killed Hank, but he was working with the people who did it. So she's basically kind of letting her the way how she feels, all of her emotions onto Saul Goodman in that moment, and I was just like, just imagine if we got this in flipping Dexter New Blood, but no, the writers are so dumb. They didn't they didn't understand what the fans really wanted. They brought back Angel, but we never got a scene with Dexter and Angel, like people who were, was basically brothers in the original show, and they didn't give us like a final moment together, like him in court with Dexter just spilling his heart out of how he betrayed him and stuff and everything. All those times he lied to him, I thought he was his brother and everything. It's just, yeah, just imagine, yeah, because that's what we could have got. That's what fans wanted. That's what a lot of YouTubers have said as well when they've reviewed Dexter New Blood and how disappointed they was with it, including me, man. Yeah, we deserved better with Dexter New Blood, but this basically gave us what we wish we got with Dexter New Blood. It gave us a good ending for Better Call Saul. Yeah, because at this point, Saul Goodman did so many bad things. At the end he had to pay for it, but somehow he got to a point where he was able to get only 7 years sentence compared to like 190 years plus he would have had. Yeah, he would have never got out of jail. A good behavior, maybe like 30 years, and then he'd be like 80 at that point, I think, because he's in his late 40s now. So yeah, Jesus, my God, he would have been in prison for a long time. He'd be going into his 80s. He'd be his like late 70s or something. But he somehow found a way to get it down to 7, so he would have been still like in his 50s, I guess, mid 50s when he got out. Yeah, if I'm calculating that properly. Yeah. So things would have still been okay for him. He could have started a new life. Maybe got with Kim, but no, because Kim basically wanted to confess everything because she had so much guilt. Yeah, especially after talking to Saul Goodman again after all that time, after the events of Breaking Bad. She just wanted to turn herself in at that point, and she wasn't really she wasn't happy with her life with everything that she's done, so she wanted to turn herself in. But basically, at the last minute, when they're in court and they've kind of got things sorted out, and he's basically going to be able to get a huge part of his jail sentence cut, yeah, he decides to do the right thing and just basically spills all the beans, everything he's ever done in both Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. What he did to Chuck, even though that didn't really count to the case. What happened with Howard, Kim not really being related, and because he did say at first that he was forced into this by Jesse and Walt because he was at gunpoint, and he was kind of forced to be in this business by them. But at the end, he just decided to confess everything he did, and that he did this. He kept going because of money instead of coming to the police and telling Hank and stuff. He just kept going because of the money, and he's just saying that so Kim doesn't take the fall, and it just makes him look like the bad guy mostly. Yeah, because he wanted to save Kim in that moment, and man, I just can't imagine all the emotions she was going through because we kind of see her leg kind of shaking a bit. Yeah, one of like her leg, her left leg. Yeah, I think it was her left leg, but yeah, like in that scene, man, I don't even know what she was thinking when she finds out that Saul Goodman is kind of doing his kind of testifying basically as well. So in that moment, she was like, "What?" Yeah, finding out he got arrested and everything, and that is kind of different to what she said as well. Yeah, because in her when she testified, she probably made it look like she was a big part of it too, but no, she was only a part of what happened with Howard and stuff. Like, because she could have stopped that as well, but yeah, like the things in Breaking Bad, she had nothing to do with that. So I think that was kind of putting her on in that as well. The stuff that happened in Breaking Bad when she had nothing to do with it. She started a whole new life, and that's what Saul Goodman says as well to the person, the judge, which is kind of funny that the judge has the same name as my mum, Samantha Smallall. But yeah, yeah, that scene, man. Him just that we just could have got that in basically Dexter New Blood. Just imagine instead of how Dexter actually ends. Spoiler alert: him dying by his son and basically betraying his character. Because Dexter would never want to kill innocent people. He's only done it accidentally, but never actually want to kill someone before, especially a police officer. Like, they completely went against his character at the very end, making him a villain, so we don't feel sad for his death. Yeah. They didn't understand his character for them to just betray him like that at the very end of Dexter New Blood, where in Better Call Saul, he wanted to earn up to what he did wrong, because Saul Goodman could have just found a way out of this, like he always does, but he decided to just face the music and yeah, suffer the consequences, and I have to respect him for that. And when he's going to jail and stuff in the bus, everyone recognizes him and they just chant "Better Call Saul, Better Call Saul." Like that scene, I was chanting myself, man, loud and proud because man, what a hell of a ride this show was. Yeah, yeah, because he basically was defending criminals as a lawyer. So at that point in time in Breaking Bad, so a lot of the criminals would have respect for him in prison. Yeah. And then when he gets to prison and is in his, jail cell, Kim comes to visit, has like one last talk with him. I guess she gets to bring in like smoke with her, I guess, yeah. Have one last smoke together. And then I guess when basically Kim's leaving, we see Jim do the gun thing, because that's what he used to do with Kim as well. And she didn't do it back as well. I mean, I don't even know what she's thinking at that point. Because, you know, Saul basically gave her life, not her life, sorry, his life for Kim, so she can, have some kind of life afterwards. But I'm just wondering what she's gonna do now. Is she gonna go back to her fake life that she wasn't happy with, or she was just not happy because of the guilt she had on the shoulders? So yeah, or start something new, because she can't really be with Saul Goodman because he's gonna be in jail for most of his life now. Yeah, even on good behavior, he won't get out until he's like 80. Yeah, which sucks, but still a perfect ending now for the show. We just see Saul Goodman behind bars, just looking sad. Oh yeah, the scene with I guess the last things I can talk about is the scenes with that are in the past. Like there's three past scenes. The episode starts with Mike, basically when they're in the desert. That's one of my favorite episodes of all time in the whole franchise. That desert scene with Mike and Saul Goodman on the one, because they got people trying to kill him, and they have like a little discussion about the first time they committed a crime. I think the first time they did something wrong, basically, when Mike talks about the first time he took a bribe. Saul Goodman talks about the first time things went bad for him. I guess I can't remember what he said properly, but yeah, they have a little talk, and then we get a scene with Walter and Saul Goodman about regrets, and I guess it's kind of funny because Walter White gets frustrated with, saying if he could go back in time, and he gets all scientific, saying it doesn't make sense basically, and he should he should have just said about well, obviously talking about regrets, and then they get to a point where they're talking about regrets. I already knew what Walter White was going to say about the people who betrayed him and basically took over his business, and how he could have been in a better place and probably would have never met Saul Goodman. Yeah, if he actually stayed with that company and he didn't get pushed out by them people. Yeah, things would have been really different. I mean, Breaking Bad wouldn't even exist if things went that way. Yeah, you probably would have pushed those people out that tried to push him out. Yeah, it'd be like Oscorp. He'd be Osborne basically, because it became a big company as well. Yeah, and then Jim talks about his regrets, and it makes Walter realize that the person that Saul Goodman is, he's always been like that with what he says. Yeah. And then we get a scene with Chuck showing that, there was a time where Chuck was really caring for Jim. He did try to help him, but in the end, he just made the wrong choices and just made his brother suffer in the end. Because it got to a point where Chuck just had a hard time living with him, so he probably just despised, Saul at that point, Jimmy. Yeah. And, we all know how it ends. Yeah. Yeah, those flashbacks. They were pretty good flashbacks for the final episode. Yeah, it made sense. And I was praying was going to get like a water one again as well. Because we got one with Jesse and Kim in the penultimate episode. So it was good to see a Saul Goodman and Walter White flashback. It's like at the time when they were in hiding and stuff. I don't know if that's like season 4, where things are going really bad for Walter White. Yeah. And he's with Saul Goodman, staying with him. Yeah. Or was that like season 5? Not season 4 or 5, basically. Yeah. Yeah, there were some good flashbacks for the final episode. Yeah. And it kind of showed how miserable his life really has been. Yeah. Because if you think about it, the most developed character up until this point, Jesse, he actually had a decent life. He had a family that was rich. They just, they didn't really bring him up right, so he just ended up going down the one path. Yeah. And ended up in this life, and it just became worse and worse and worse. And then he's got some kind of happiness at the end of El Camino. But with flipping Jimmy, most of his life, if not all of it, has been misery. And yeah, that's pretty much how you can just sum up his whole life, Jimmy's life. Misery, man. The only thing he truly had was Kim. I mean, there was some time where he had his brother, but mostly it was Kim that gave him happiness, but it was kind of short-lived in the end. Yeah. Such a tragic life and a tragic character. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. I'm just going to end it there. Yeah, what one hell of a show. Respect to the writers. You made one hell of a show, man. Just like Breaking Bad. I will always prefer Breaking Bad because, to me, it just had a better finale, but it was just the way how they did it. It was just better to me. But still, I'm definitely gonna. This is gonna be a show that I definitely rewatch. I'll even rewatch the seasons that I'm not really as much of a fan of, like season 2 and 4. But it just has one hell of a payoff in the end anyway. So it's just one hell of a ride, just like Breaking Bad. And I'm happy it ended well. And yep, I guess I'll end it here. Thanks for watching my review. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. And peace.